Hello everyone, welcome to C Sharp Tutorials for Beginners course. Today I'm going to talk about loops. Last video we talked about how to change the flow of a program using conditions. Today we are going to learn how to change the flow of a program using loops. So let's get in. We'll directly go to the Visual Studio. I'm minimizing this window. Before moving to the loops, I'll tell a story. Okay, so this is about data structure. Anyone know about the data structure? Okay, anyway, I'll explain clearly. Let's write this one. Int, I'm creating a variable number. Okay, you also can do with me. Then you will practice. I'll save this. Okay, this is a variable. I create a variable with I assign the value 10 to the number int. Okay, so we can think about like data structure is kind of like a table. So I'll remove this one. If I take text, I'll print int number equal 10. Okay, so I'll put another int num1 equal 20. So int number2 equal 30. Likewise, it's like a table. So all the numbers should be in the same data type. So otherwise we can't put that to the data structure. So these kind of data structures we are calling as arrays. So let's learn how to use these arrays with for loops. Okay, let's understand this one like this way. I'll take some boxes. That would be great. Copy, paste, will it work? I'll take another one. 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. These things in a one row. And here I'm typing it's 20. Here I'm typing 40. Here I'm typing 60. Here I'll type 8. So for these boxes we can tell this one is a stack. So I'll cover this one like this. Forgot about the drawings. I'm really bad at that things. Okay, so here we need to give a name for this stack. So we'll give a name. What's a good name for that one? We'll give number. So numbers. Shall we give them the numbers? So I'll use this one. I'll mark this one is 1. Oh my god. Worst one. 2, 3, 4. I gave them the position. So if you need 20, you need to give the position of this one. So this is the position. This one is the position of that 20. And this is the position of 40. This is the position of 60. This is the position of 80. Okay. So keep in mind when we are doing the programs, we can't number like this. So when we are in the programming, they are numbering beginning from 0. So we'll undo these things. Undo button here. It's not undo. Okay, anyway, I need to use this eraser. That's okay. I'll find out how to undo these things. Okay, perfect. So I'm numbering from here this one is 0, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So in programming we are using uh, numbering. When we are numbering, we are using from 0, starting from 0. So keep that in mind. 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you need 60, you need to give the position of that one. Position is 2. We are calling this one is an index. Okay, so we'll moving further, you will understand how to use these things. So all together we can say this one is a array. Okay, array. This one is an array. So array should have a numbers, that means a name, and a position where these numbers are sitting, and those numbers, whatever the things inside, should be in the same data type. Okay, so think about, if you need 20, you need to give the index of that one. So you're asking uh, index 2, so I can give you 60. So if you need to change the uh, index number 8, you need to replace this one is 100 with 100. So you need to ask index 3, need to change the index 3. So then I can change the number 80 to 100. Okay, like this we can do. Okay, perfect. So let's memorize everything again. All together, this is the stack. Stack have a name and the positions where the our things inside that stack. We need the positions. So all together with the position and the name, we are calling this as an array. Okay, this is array. Okay, when you're coding, we'll learn additional things on array. So we'll move to the Visual Studio again. Okay, I'm back in the Visual Studio. So I'll remove this one. You know how to create a variable. So let's recap those things. So I'm creating a variable with string. Okay, you also can work with me. String. I'll put first name. Remember, we are using camel case. I'll put my name here, the double quote 30. Okay, so we create the variable. Perfect. We learned these things previously. Okay, so how to create an array then? Okay, we'll figure out how to do that. I'm going to create a string array. So watch first, and then I'll explain everything in the how this array is working. Okay. Okay, let's start. I'm typing the variable name. Before that, I'm creating the string array. So string. So we are telling about, we are creating an array of type string. Okay, so here after the string we are putting square brackets. So before this square bracket we are telling what type of array is this. So after seeing this in anywhere else, you can guess this array is okay, this array is string array because its data type is string. It's coming before the square bracket. Okay, so then we have to give a name for that array. So I'll give you product ID. ID is, I'll use like that. They are suggesting. So anyway, I'll manually do. So what is the importance of this new keyword? Actually, the new keyword means they are creating new object of this string. So every time, remember, if there's a new keyword before than that, before the uh, before the equal sign, this is the object they are creating in the string. So again, we have to give the which type of object we need to create. So this one also string. Can tap like this. Then we need to tell how many elements we need. Okay, I'll put 4, and remember we need to put a semicolon at the end. Okay, so I'll save this one. I'll explain this one again to you. This is the string is the variable type. So first of all, we need to give what type of array we are creating. So this one is a string array. So here I'm putting string. So this one is the syntax one, a square bracket, and the name, a new keyword, and string again, and the how many elements we are expecting. So there are few ways to create these arrays. This is the basic way. Okay, so I already type few things, few ways to how we can create arrays. I'll paste these things here, paste in the top so it's be easy. So this is the basic way, and here they are create an array of 4 elements and add values right away. So we are creating the array and we are adding the values straight away. Okay, so we can create an array like this also. It's depend on your needs. Okay, so create an array of 4 elements without specifying the array size. Okay, so yeah, 2 1, he's shouting. 2 likewise. Here they are telling you don't need to give this the exact amount, you don't need to give. Okay, so you can specify the size, so you can give the values without specifying the size of the array. Another one is create an array of 4 elements omitting the new keyword. So we can create an array without a new keyword also. Okay, and without specifying the size. We don't need the size also, but remember we need the data type before the square bracket and the name. Okay, so we can remove these things and assign values. So keep these things in mind. We'll talk about these things in later in the video. So we'll move in the basic way of creating array. So for now I'm commenting these things. Okay, perfect. Okay, so if someone asks what's the purpose of array, so what's your answer then? Okay, I'll tell you. Arrays are used to store multiple values in a single variable. It's like this. Instead of declaring separate variables. Okay, think about I'm adding like this. Int 1. I'll duplicate this one. So I'll put it like this. Like this, I'll duplicate 2, 3, 4, 5. So imagine you are having this type of numbers. Put some values to this one also. Then easy. So imagine you are having numbers like too many numbers. Okay. So after this one also you are having um, likewise. Okay. So imagine without having these numbers, like putting in a row like this, we can put these values into the array. So think about, like, here you are having around 100, not that much, it's like 50. So you can put that into the array. It's very easy. But there's a one condition. What was it? Element should have same data type. See, here also it's int. We talk about this one. All are numbers. So can we put values here like this? 30. No, you can't. This is not array. So we can't say this one is not array if you are using these type of different data type variables. Okay, keep it that in mind. Okay, I know now you have a big problem. We came here to learn about loops, but we are learning about arrays, right? So I'll tell why we are learning these arrays first, because these things are interconnected. That's why we learning arrays before the for loop, for while, do while, for each. Likewise, before loops we need to learn how to use an array. Then it will be really easy to understand the for loops as well as other coming up theories. Okay, let's minimize this. So I'll remove this one. We don't need this. So we created the uh, array. So here we need to assign values to the array. So let's see how we can do that. So here, okay, this is the way we are assigning values in this type of arrays. Okay, so first we created the name. So I'll take a copy of that one and paste it here. And here I need to give the position where I need to put these values to the array. So I'll say this one is 4. That means we have 4 indexes. So I can start with square brackets and I can say 0. This is the 0th position. For the 0th position we are going to give some values. Okay, perfect. Here this one is a string, so I'm giving a string value. So I'll say A123. Okay, so how I can't do this Visual Studio is suggesting everything now, so it's very easy to understand. So second one is product ID position 2. Okay, so I'll put position 2. Think about position 3 then. How we can do exactly the same way. Okay, so when I type product ID 2, it did not automatically come. I'll set C123. Okay, we need semicolons, don't forget those things. Product D tab. You can use a tab if they are suggesting. You can double tap the tab icon in your keyboard, then it will come to the Visual Studio. Okay, so T123. Okay, perfect. So we are assigning 0th position. We are assigning this value to the 0th position, and we are assigning B123 for the first position, we are assigning C123 for the second, likewise it's going. Okay, so how we can print this, how we can check these values are inside the array. Okay, how we can do, I know you remember, we can take outputs like using console.writeLine. Exactly. So I'm going to put a dollar mark. Now you need to remember previous things I teach you. That's why I teach those things we need to use in future. So I'll put first, and I'm putting curly braces, and I'm putting product ID is 0. I'll copy this one, I'm putting in here. Okay. Why he is shouting? You can see the issue in here, right? So it should be here. Okay, perfect. I'll duplicate this. So we need to put 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to output 4 values. So I'll duplicate 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we don't need more. Okay, this is second. This is third. This is fourth. Okay, so what's the number of this one? This one is 1. First position, second position, third position. Okay, I'll save this one. So hope you understand what I did. First I'll recap this one. First we create the array with a string data type, and the index size is 4. So because of the size is 4, we assign 4 values to the positions in the array. So 0, 1, 2, 3, altogether 4. So here we are output these values and we are checking whether it's working fine or not. Okay, perfect. We'll have a look. Okay, we'll run this and we'll check. Okay, first, is that correct? Shall we check? B, second, third, fourth. Okay, perfect. It's coming straight away. Okay, I'll close this one. So here it's worked perfectly. So shall we try to add another value for that? Assign a value. So I'll put product. I'll add product ID 4. And I'll put double quote CBE 3. Okay, there's no errors. So we'll run this and check. Okay. Oh, there is issue. What's it showing? It's telling like index out of range exception. There's an exception coming. Index was outside the bound of the array. What's that mean? Can you figure it out? So they're telling this index is out of the bound. That means we initiate, there's only 4 index here. So now you are giving extra. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the runtime, they are handling these exceptions. So they are telling you can't use this one. Okay, we'll stop this one. We'll remove. Okay, we'll run this again. See, it will work. Perfect. So what if we'll remove one of these? I'll remove this one for now. We can redo this. I'll save. What will happen? You can guess, right? So okay, I'll give some time. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Will it type the value or will it give you an error like previous? We'll check. Oh, it's typing, but there's no errors. But there's no value for this one. Only for the fourth index they are not provided, but in the console write line there is a string value, so it's type in the fourth as it mentioned, but there's no value for this one, so there's no error, but it's not showing. Okay, perfect. So you can't use extra one, like you can use lesser amount of this one, but you can't use the extra uh, more than the index you mentioned in the array. Okay, perfect. We'll undo our change. Okay, save. Okay, now I'm going to move into the most important part of the lesson. Get ready now. Now I'm going to add 4 loops for this array. As you can see, I wrote 4 console write line statements for each value. I'll remove those and replace with the for loop. Okay, we'll have a look how to do these things. Okay, we'll remove this. We don't need, because from the for loop we can replace this. We don't need to write one by one for each and every values in our array. So I'll teach how to write the for each loop. First loop we are learning today is for each. For each loop, yeah, I'll start with the bracket. So for each is the keyword. So here we need to define the variable string, because we are using the string type array. Keep that in mind every time. So we define the variable type, so we need a variable name also. So I'll type id space, I'll type in this red colors, purple colored one is a keyword in the Visual Studio. So in is a keyword, so we should create the variable type, variable name, and array name at finally. So what's the array name? Product type IDs. Okay, perfect. This is the structure of this one. So we need to open and close the curly braces. This is the structure of a for each loop, for each name, syntax name, variable name, variable type, variable name, and again syntax in and the array name. So what we can do is inside this one we can print. I'll put console write line and type D. Okay, before explaining this thing, we'll run this and check whether it's working or not. Okay, we'll run. Okay, it's working. We didn't give any strings inside here. We directly put the ID, this ID, so that's why its values are coming straight away. Okay, close this one. If we need, we can put, I'll put, then it's be really good. Product IDs equal okay, we'll run again and check. product ID. Likewise, we can print. We don't need to put console write line every time. We can use this for each loop to display the values inside the array. Okay, so actually what is the purpose of this for each loop? So if anyone asks from me what is the purpose of this for each loop, we can use console write lines straight away. That's not the issue. Likewise, someone can tell the biggest advantage of this one is we can straight away add new values on array, and we don't need to change anything in here. No need to change anything. I'll put this number as 5. Okay, I'll duplicate this one. I'll put this as 4. I'll put this as E. That means we added new value for the our array. So I didn't do any changes in here. We will run this and check whether it's working. Perfect. E123, it's working, right? So this is the biggest advantage of this one. We don't need to change anything in our displaying type. Only we need to do in the backend only. Keep that in mind. Okay, let's move further from these arrays and for each loop. For now, we learned about uh, for each loop and how to create a array and different type of arrays you can create while working. Okay, and I hope you understand for each loop very well. So, but uh, we'll take another example and sharp our knowledge. So I think that should be better. Okay, I'll comment all this. We will use another way of writing array. This time I'll take int. Remember what's next? Okay, you guess right. Okay, then the name. I'll put inventory. And straight away I'm giving the assigning the values. I'll put 10, 20, 100, 200, 300, or 30, 500. That's okay, that's enough. So this is the another way of creating an array. I mentioned you can check instead of this one, you can work with these things and check whether it's working fine or not. If there is any issues, you can put the comment in the below video. I'll have a look and I'll teach you, I'll help you. So we'll move further on this one. Here also we need a for each loop. We'll create a for each. See, this one is suggesting everything for us. That means int variable type of the array we are created, and I means uh, variable name, inventory is our array name. Okay, perfect. I'll put a curly braces here, and here I'm typing console dot write line I. We'll run this and check. Okay, 10, 20, 100, 200, 300, 500. Perfect. Okay, so think in your program they are asking to add these values. You need a sum of these inventory numbers. So how we can do that now? So for these codes, you need to do some small bit of extra effort to understand and think how we can do. So in the coding, 95% of coding is like thinking how we can do, what we can do to this, how we can solve this error likewise. So only 5% is related with the problem. That means for the coding only we need 5%. For the thinking we are using 95%. So pause the video and think how to add these numbers. I think you have knowledge to do that. So otherwise we'll do together. Okay, if you couldn't find a way, I'll help. We'll do together, don't worry. So I'll create a variable called int. There's no double values or int, so I'll create int. I'll name the variable as sum, and initially I'm taking this one as 0. Sum value is 0. So I'll remove this one. I'll take cut. I'll put outside of this one. So here we need to add 10 to 20 and 100 to the 30 and 130 to 200. Likewise we need to add. So best way to do is we need to go through these values using the array. So I'll write like this: sum equal sum plus 1, not done. So I exactly. Okay, so I'll save. So this is the beginners level, but we will act like we are professionals, so we can't use like I. It's my mistake. I took the suggestion, that's why I take the I. So I'll create a name for this one. I'll tell item. Okay, here also it should be item. Okay, so why this is shouting? Okay, the thing is, if you put item, then also it's shouting. Why is that? It's outside the for each loop. So for that time we need to put this sum, because we are taking the sum of all these values. So we'll take sum and put inside this sum. Save, and we'll run and check whether this sum is working or not. Then I'll explain how this is happening. Okay, we'll run. Okay, 1130 I think is okay. We'll check 500, 300, 200 equal 500, and 1000, 1100, 30. Okay, perfect. It's working fine. So here I'll not explaining how this is happening. In the next video, we are talking about the for loop. In there, I'll debug this one and I'll tell you how this is happening exactly. So for now also, shall we do now? Yeah, why not? Shall we do now? Okay, I changed my mind, so we'll learn this one here and the next video also. Then our C# knowledge will be very sharp. Okay, so for debugging, we are putting a debug point. We are calling debug point. There, see, there's a line here. So when you are moving the cursor, we can see some spots. Okay, so debug this for each loop, we need to put the debug point in here. Okay, and we can run this one, then this debug point is hitting. For then I'll explain how we can debug this code. Okay, I'm running this one. See, this one is hit. Program line 36 is hit. Okay, there are some arrows in here. For debugging, we need to use these things. Step into means we are going inside that code. Step over means going step over of that code. So currently I'm using this step over, so I'm hitting here. So first they went to the inventory and took all the values in here. So inventory having 6 values. So first value is 10. Hover your mouse to these keywords, then you can see what's the value in there. Okay, so I'm step over. it's going to the inside the for each loop. Now check, this is the first time we are running, so sum is 0. Why sum is 0? Sum is 0 because initially we assign sum as 0, so that's why it's showing as 0. So what would be the value of the item? Here 10. So here also it should be 10. See, and the thing happening here is they are taking one by one and adding to the sum. After finishing this inventory, all 6, then only it's going outside of this for each loop and printing the value of this sum. Okay, we'll check. First round is over. Again, it's going item. Shall we check? It's 20. So what would be the output of the sum? It should 30. We'll check. Sum is 10. Why is that? Because it didn't finish yet. See the arrow? It should go after this curly brace also. So item number, size of the item is 20. We'll go. Okay. Now we will check. Sum is 30. Here sum is 30. Here is not assigning yet. We need to go again. Okay. Now item is 100. This sum. So still the sum is 30 because this arrow is still not there. Likewise this is going. Now we'll check 330. Need to go more. Now we'll check 630. Now we'll check 110. This is the last step, I think. So it's cover all the values in the array. So it should go outside of this array. Sorry, for each loop. Check. Last time we checking whether its items are still available. That means the elements, some indexes are still available, no indexes there, so going outside. So here sum is 130. This sum is printing as our total sum. We'll continue. We can continue while working. Continue. Should come here. See, 1130. So addition of these numbers is that amount. Okay, if you didn't understand, watch the video again, do it yourself, then only you can understand what's happening in here. Otherwise, watching a video, this doesn't mean that you are perfect in C#. So do it while I'm working. If you can't understand, there are too many resources in the internet. You can search those things, you can watch videos, then you will improve your C# knowledge. So we'll refresh our memory. Previous video we talk about if condition. So what if we can put these if conditions here also, so we can check our knowledge. So I'll remove one here. I'll put 60 here, the easy. I'll put 400, 400. Okay, I'll change a little bit. So what if someone is asking like we need to addition, like sum of values more than 50. That's mean check what's the numbers below 50. 20 is below, 10 is below, others are way more than 50. So they're asking the sum of these values. How we can do? Previous video we learned about if condition. So we can put a if condition here. So you need to try this one. I'll help. So pause the video and do it yourself. I'll give 5 minutes so you can work on that one. Pause the video and do, and we'll do together. If you couldn't do, okay, you can try. Try is the best way. Okay, hope you pause the video and check your knowledge. So I forgot to tell, I saw this one, then only I remember. You can use this like this also without using this. This also like the way of we can do like reducing the codes. This is the earliest way, like beginner level. So this is like a pro you can use when you're in the company. You can use it like this. So it doesn't mean it's not working. We'll run this. Forgot to remove this one on it now. That is a window. Okay, it showed 890. Why is not 800, 1130? Because we changed that one. Okay, we changed some values. Okay, perfect. So here I remove this one. What else I'll keep so you can watch this one. Okay, we need, the condition is we need values more than 100, sorry 50, sum of the values more than 50. So I'll put 60. I'll keep that now. Here we can put if condition, remember. Then we are using the variable name of the for each loop item. Okay, so we debug and check previously from this array. It's assigning values to this item. So we need to take that, check that item whether this item value every time larger than 50 or not. That's all. Remove this one. We need the curly braces. Got this one. I'll put inside here. I'll explain this again. We need value, sum of the values more than 50. So here 100, 60, 300, 400. These are value more than 50. So we are checking inside this for loop because for loop is a loop. Until these values are over, this loop is going inside this parenthesis. So until finish, it's not going outside. Okay, so that's why we are putting the if condition here, because one by one we need to check. First we need to check 10 is more than 50. Likewise, we'll debug this one also. First we'll check this one whether it's correct or wrong. Okay, okay. 860, we need to calculate. We need maths here also. 400, 300 is 700, 860. Okay, perfect. It's working fine. So we'll debug this and check how this one is working. Okay, debug point hit. We are checking. First value is 10. Okay, inventory we are having 6 values. First value is index 0. Index 0 means value is 10. Item value is 10. So we are checking whether the item value is more than 50. This 10 is more than 50. No, that means it's whether it's going inside or outside. It should go outside. We'll check. See, it didn't went to inside. We'll move again. This time is 20. 20 is larger than 50. No, right? So it shouldn't go inside. Okay. We'll check this one. This one is 100. 100 means more than 50. So it should go inside. Check. Okay. Here we go. It's going inside. Initial value is 0. Item value is 100. Next time when you are running, sum is 100. Okay. I'll guarantee. Okay. We'll check here. See, 160 now. 60. This 0, 1, 2, 3. Third position of this value also added. Likewise, this happening. So I hope you get a better idea on this one. So keep doing these things until you practice very well. Then only you can focus on the hard working things in the future. So guys, that's all for today's video. Let's recap what we learned today. We learned arrays. We learned for each loop, how to use for each loop, how to find a sum of the arrays, and previously used the if conditions we use, and these are different ways of writing the arrays. Likewise, we learn. So in coming up lessons, we are talking about the other four loops. We have for loop and another loop, do while loop, and another loop called while loop. So we are working on that one. So yeah, upcoming videos will be more interesting. See you in the next video. Happy coding.